Hi everyone. So across LinkedIn, I came across this one particular post and allow me to read it. I like nitpicking. I call it nitpicking. I call it attention to detail. I call it micromanagement. I call it execution standard. The truth is, every company that starts scaling struggles with this tension. Everyone wants autonomy. Founders want excellence, and whatever. There's a whole bunch of statements. Not getting into who this person is or anything. Let me just put this thing out. If this person is actually a leader, then this company is going nowhere more than a typical size after this crumbling down. Well, not very rarely, unless this post is just meant for social media. There's a case around. But what happens is if you're actually following this and if you're actually believing in it, that it is true, then that this is the irrationality, or let's just say this is illusion of the greatest standard. Not the greatest standard, but a great standard. What happens is, and I'm not talking for like about the you should give independence to press, that is their fact, but even from a strategic perspective, how else are you so the tasks which lead to growth and expansion of a company, how do you increase your outreach, how do you create systems like that if you're focusing on, you cannot really focus on how employees are executing things too much. Obviously you will be creating a top level audit or a snapshot, but if you're hiring at least 100 people, then this is probably not a way to go with the scaling effort. In computer science, we have this concept of vertical scaling and horizontal scaling. So let me get comfortable to explain this tough concept in a simpler manner. Vertical scaling is when you add more capabilities to a rack, to a system. And horizontal scaling is when you divide your workload across multiple systems. That's simple. If you are choosing to go vertical, you know like that everybody understands. Even for computers and for humans, vertical scaling is a limit. Horizontal, this is why you even went ahead and started a company that to achieve some business goal. Even you have crafted a mission, but at the end it is to provide services or something or some sort of a product. At the end of the day, you know that not everything can be done alone, but if you're actually believing that you at the top level can act, oversee everything, every nit and pick of the detail, Malab, how does it care to you that a person A is just filing his records so correctly? Now there will be a point that what if he makes a mistake? You have added a supervisor over him now, or you can just check the work later. But if every time you have to nitpick, then that is going to create trouble. See, this is exactly the same psychology where this person, let's say an employee or anybody for that matter, is like wasting so much time of his negotiating the price of 50 100 rupees. Like you see in India, people like go to these vendors, vegetable vendor, भैया, like they'll say भैया ये कितने का दिया. Now vegetable vendor मतलब it can be anybody कि मैडम 150 का दिया. Now like 100 में मिलेगा, and they spend some time 10 15 20 minutes. So the psychology remains right there only 50 100 rupees. That actually defines your definition. rather than focusing on ki how do I grow, earn so much. I really don't need to care about who does this 150 wala thing. I'll be focusing more on how do I create next 10,000, next 50,000. That is still a low level. I'll tell you, I have helped people go even higher and higher. But the psychology that you have to, let's say, being the CEO, you are just managing everything and anything. Now, that is not at all scalable. You are just adding your workload if you're actually believing in that matter. Now, there's another chance that you are just writing it to create a social, basically, this is a form of engagement only. What I see of this post is basically trying to just create an involvement and engagement to create more followers, which is fine. That is not an issue. Every creator does that. But there are a lot of people who are actually executing this, not saying it out loud, especially if you're starting. Say you have a story that you are working for so and so and so and so long. Now you are coming in that position that you need to own up the responsibility of either earning money for your investors or using your own money earning for yourself, hiring multiple people, and scaling up the work. That is what you are trying to do. Either you're providing services or product, that doesn't matter. That is there. Essentially, now you need to come out of this middle manager, because if you're not backed with financial funding, or let's say like generational funding, and there's nothing wrong about that, then you would have accumulated some competence at least for 5, 10, 15 years. That's when you decided to embark this journey. You have to now come out of that middle manager role, that okay, I need all of these guys to work 100 hours or something like that, so that my appraisal and my KPIs are met. Now you need to come out of that. There's no KPI. You are the KPI definer. This is the point. You need to really define systems. How do you do that? This is where you learn, or maybe hire somebody like me, or connect with somebody like me. There needs to, like otherwise you're just engaging into busyness. Not instead of business, you're just engaging into busyness. So take a step back, relax, have an overall top level view. Okay, this is where my income stream is coming in. This is my hook product. This is my let's say outreach mechanism. These are systems. Then you get strategic around it. In this manner, you need the people with this ecology to work and manage these. Essentially, now you need to come over the mindset of an employee or a manager. Manager is still an employee. For that matter, even CEO is still an employee unless he's holding a substantial equity and major share. With most CEOs are like most people, when they start their company, like after growing, they give up the CEO's position, they just take up the equity and then they start doing other things. Other than Mr. Zuckerberg, I have not seen anybody still holding the CEO's executive roles, and probably Elon Musk, other than that. But in even them, they are not just micromanaging each and everything, nitpicking and all that. Attention to detail is something else, but then how much detail? At what scale? And is there a margin of error that you can tolerate? And yes, with this, you need to understand that inconsistencies and imperfections will be there. That is why we have so many mechanisms to handle that stuff. There's a margin of tolerance, right? Even if you're putting money into research and experimentation, there is a limit to do that. Essentially, this is the point. You need to get over the strategic edge, and for that you need to, like, if you want to, let's say, hold up one bag, you need to throw away the other bag. Not literally throw away, but at least start trusting you. The problem is mistrust, and that is more or less a ingrained problem. It's an ingrained thing. This is the deepest secret. It's the deepest secret. At somewhere you need to understand and trust, and trust has a limit. I mean, he's an employee. He's not your let's say he's not somebody that you are in, like 1860s Lord Cornwallis or something, that you are using a hunter and like making him work. That's not going to happen. And the sooner we get over this mindset, that's when we will think about higher. Like, see, these are two different things. Like, how can yellow vibrate at the wavelength of, let's say, violet or blue? These are two different things. Yeah. So at this point, people are actually doing that. My video is not meant for this particular gentleman who might be a creator trying to raise that fund, but my video is for people who actually believe that nitpicking and handling everything by yourself is the way. No, not technically, no. How did you find this video? Just write it in your comments. Do share this video with everyone. I'm a budding creator. I need your support actually. And if you find value in my words, please share this with at least 5 6 people, friends, enemies, anybody. See, if you're finding quality content, sharing it doesn't necessarily create this reduce your advantage, unless it's something very super specific. So yeah, do share this video, like, and provide your reviews in the comment section.